everyone. Thanks for joining us for this mat class today. I'm Lauren. I'm here with Brony. Brony has a job in tech, and so one of the things we want to focus on today is really stretching out through her chest, getting her back side of her body to work and engage, and just have a really well-rounded, balanced session. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's start with a roll down. Brony can face towards me. Bring your feet right underneath your sits bones. Lengthen your arms by your sides and just find your plumb line. We talk about that imaginary line running through your body, every point stacking through that side view, and giving yourself a moment here to just take a big breath in. As you exhale, see if you can still feel lifted in your spine. And one more inhale and exhale. Let's take this next one into a roll down, starting to let that head come forward and over. Hands under the shoulders as you roll down. Continue letting the head drop and softening your knees so you get this nice stretch through your back. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, drawing in the abs a little deeper, peeling your back up, back to that imaginary line, and straightening at the top. Hands come all the way back, so again, we're already encouraging our shoulders to open up. Inhale again. And exhale, roll down. Feel that nice lift under your abs. So we're not even just hanging here. Think of it as your preparation. And rolling up. If you're someone with tight hamstrings, your knee bend might be more extreme. If you're really flexible, don't collapse on the floor. Still feel that lift, that engagement. Inhale. And last one, coming back to the top. And nice and open across the chest. Ready to go. Let's start down on your mat. You're welcome to do one more roll down to get there if you're on the floor. We have Brony come up onto this raised mat. And bring your legs out in front of you. And let's lie down onto your back. And from here, just allow those shoulders, since we're thinking about them, to open up your arms nice and long. We'll bend one knee and bend the other knee. And we're in a nice setup position for your pelvic curl. Check and make sure the weight on your feet is nice and evenly distributed. You're not rolling out. You're not rolling in. And just to check how close your feet are towards your hips. If you lift your chest up, reach towards your heels with your fingers, we want to come nice and close. So I would even have Brony bring her feet, just a little bit deeper. Lie down. What that's going to do is give you a little more height in your pelvic curl and make your hamstrings work just even deeper. So we'll start with that inhale to prepare. As you exhale, draw in the abdominals. And we'll roll, let's start with just the lower body lifting. And roll in and start to articulate back up the spine. Good. So now, because we're in a little closer to the feet, feel those hamstrings lifting on. Keep your arms really pressing down. You can almost feel that upper back engaging slightly. As we exhale again, roll yourself back down. And come into your neutral position. Inhale. And exhale. Abdominals, they stay on from there. Get your hamstrings working. Your glutes at the top. Inhale. Brony's line looks beautiful here. You get that nice straight line. And back down. Inhale again. Exhale. As your pelvis starts to tilt towards you, imagine your knees pulling away so you feel a little more length. Inhale. And keep that on the way down. Imagine somebody pulling your knees away, letting your spine take up a little more space on the mat, and come back to neutral. Inhale. And exhale, scoop and roll up. Inhale. Brony knows her lines really well. There's no flaring of the ribs, no arching in the back. This is so important. We see it done wrong often, so just check yourself. It's okay to be lower, but get into a straight line, then go higher and be in the wrong muscle group. Inhale. And exhale, roll down. Beautiful work. Now, take your hands, interlace them behind your head. Support the weight of your head. Come into your chest lift. And now from here, I want you to find even more of that lower ab connection on your pelvic curl. Again, keeping the chest up. So we scoop the abs in. Start to think about trying to lift your tailbone up off of the mat. And smaller range, that's okay. Inhale, exhale, roll it back down, return to neutral. Again, inhale, and exhale, lift up. That's it, breathe in. Exhale, lower down. And let your head really rest in your hands so you're not feeling a lot of tension in your neck. Exhale. If you do a lot of activities with like a computer or a desk where you might be forward often, it's hard to relinquish that control, so it's something you actually have to intentionally think about. Nice. And roll back down. And come to your neutral. Rest your head. We'll do some more abs in a minute, but let's take your arms out to a T position. I'm going to have Brownie go into a goalpost just because we have this raised mat. If you have a mat with dowels on the sides at home, you can do that too. But this is just going to give her a little extra chest stretch. We'll tabletop one leg, tabletop the other leg, and zip your legs together. Come in just one more inch. Perfect. And we'll take yourself spine twist supine. Lift one hip, bring your knees to one side, and exhale, come center. To the other side, inhale, rotate, and exhale, center. And inhale, and exhale. Again, breathe in, and breathe out. And keeping the shoulders anchored down. Really important you're not going too far in your range of motion. If you feel that opposite shoulder blade come up, you might be needing to stop a little sooner. Good. Pull the ribs down nice. And inhale. And exhale. And one more each side. And center. And last one, twist. And come back center. Legs up to the ceiling. Same thing. Now you have a long lever to control. We'll go tip and exhale center. If you have long legs like Brownie, it's going to be even more challenging because we're really lowering your center of gravity. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Later in the session, we're going to go into some corkscrews that start with the same motion. So we'll get those obliques ready, already thinking about it. And last one toward me. And center. Bend your knees. Set one foot down. Set the other foot down. Interlace your hands for the second time. Just the chest. Keep the pelvis nice and neutral now. We'll breathe in to prepare. And exhale. Feel those ribs pulled down and glide towards your hips. Inhale. And exhale, lower. Breathe in again. And exhale, lift your chest up. Now from here, see if you can come back into your neutral pelvis. So really only allowing the upper abs to engage. And lower down. Very nice. Inhale. Exhale, ribs, and glide up. We're trying to relax those hip flexors. Go back more neutral. There. Subtle, but it makes a big difference in the core work. And lower. And exhale. Try and keep my thumbs relaxed as you lift up. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. And one more regular lifting up. Inhale. And exhale down. This next one, as you lift your chest up, we'll take your right leg tabletop at the same time. And exhale, lift. Hold the chest tight. Draw the right leg down. Tap and lift. And tap, and lift. Let's stay. 3, and 4, and 5. Lower the chest down, lower the leg down. Other side, inhale. Exhale, curl, left leg floats up. Find that 90-degree bend, boom. Inhale, we lower the leg and lift. And 2, and lift. And 3, I love you're controlling your pelvis so beautifully. 4, and lift. And 5, and lift. Lower both ends down. One more round, inhale. Exhale, come right up. Now legs will scissor switch. Inhale. Exhale, legs change, and change, and change, and change, and lift. Good. And I love how close you're trying to slice right past your midline, your thighs almost brushing each other. And a little deeper with the hip. Touch my hand, touch my hand. Yes. Good. 3, and 2, and 1. Both legs come up, rest the head down, stretch the arms overhead for the 100 prep. Arms might need to float just an inch or 2 off the mat because I want those ribs to really sink down. And let's externally rotate your shoulders so those palms come up towards the ceiling. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, arms. Head, neck, chest, lift, and glide your hands towards your heels. And lift the arms up. Then lower the chest down. And just pull your knees 1 inch towards you. Notice for yourself if your legs float away, it just might be telling you your back's a little tight, it's trying to help. Exhale, arms, head, neck, chest, follow. Good, reach towards me. Yes, and inhale. And then lower down. And again, exhale, press and curl. In Brony's case, she's keeping it really nice on the way up. As her abs lengthen, her hip flexors just are thinking they want to lengthen too. So that's another phase you can think about, not moving your lower body. And reaching, good. Arms. And then lowering down. Love how she's keeping the chest tight, letting those arms start. Let the arms start here too. And press, curl. And good. Inhale. And lower. Last one. Those abs should be really feeling a good burn by now. And press and reach, 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 reach. And lift. And lower down. Set one foot down. Set the other foot down. Stretch out your legs. Just for a moment, feel that nice length across your hips, your core. That just worked. I'm going to go straight into a roll up. Let your palms rotate towards each other. And again, I might just float your arms an inch or 2 off the mat, especially if you're a little tight in your shoulders. I want those ribs to be able to really sink down towards the mat. That's beautiful. And we'll go arms first. Head, neck, chest, follow. And you pause in this nice C-curve position. You should feel your low back able to sink into the mat, even if you bias slightly towards a posterior tilt. Exhale, rolling up. And staying nice and round. Good. Try and get a little deeper around that lower back. So maybe try and pull your abs in slightly. That's it. You want to keep that same C-curve that we found at the bottom of this roll up. So let's take it back down. And gently float the arms overhead. We'll go again. Arms, head, neck, chest, follow. And get as deep in the round here as you can. Nothing changes. We stay round. We keep pulling the abs away, away, away. That I love. Beautiful, Brony. Draw the shoulders down. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Curl that pelvis under. Feel that scoop. And down. And again, we'll take the arms, the head, neck, chest up. Love watching the movement with such precision. You want to feel that control. We're not in a rush. You'll actually get so much more out of it. when you move a little slower, more thoughtfully, and down. And lengthen. And you've got 2 more. Feel and connect in with your body on these last 2. What more can you find in the exercise? And keep pulling in. Feel that scoop. No help from the shoulders. Incredible. Inhale. And exhaling down. And lengthen over. We've got 1 more. Roll up. Inhale. And exhale. Pull, 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 pull. And at the top. Get into that C curve. Feel the shape of your back. Now nothing in the back changes. Let's bend one knee in. Bend the other knee and grab onto your ankles. Now, keeping your back round, rock off to the back of your sits bones and let your legs just float off the mat. We're in a nice ball shape. There's some work to stay this deep in your flexion of that back. Nothing changes. We just roll back. Inhale. Scoop and take it to your shoulders. Nice deepening that scoop. And, oh, we're going to roll back up, though. And impressive once you get flatten out. Round things will roll. Inhale. Let's just have some fun. I love when we get to do these rolls. Inhale. Exhale. Pull right back up. Now, very tempting kind of to flatten at the top. Your goal is to stay round. So it's all about finding the abdominals and the hamstrings matching. If you have too much abs, you'll roll to your head. If you have too much hamstrings, you're going to go too far forward. If you don't have enough of the others, we're stuck in middle land. So let's focus on those 2 things. Takes a couple to kind of find your zone. Inhale, scoop and roll back. Exhale, roll up. That's it. Only had the right push with the hamstrings. Try and stay round at the top or the back of the roll. One thing that'll help, look at your knees. Inhale. Focus on the knees to stay rounded and stay rounded. Better. Keep rolling and stay round. Tailbone, think up. Here. Lift. Better. And up. And we're fighting it in. And good, each one's getting better. Inhale, exhale. And those arms, I love to see how they're helping. You want to keep them engaged. Inhale, and exhale, and in, and out. And 2 more, and up. That's it. And 1 more ball. Stay in the ball. And lift that back up for a moment. Stretch out the chest. All that nice work. And we're going to take that back nice and flat. Bring one leg up to a tabletop. Bring the other leg up and zip your legs together. Now reach your arms long so they're nice and parallel to your legs. They can be just off the outside, so shoulder width apart. And that back is nice and lifted. This is challenging. If you have long legs, this position is an exercise. Let's take our roll down. So start to scoop the abs in like we did before. And peel that sacrum down, the base of your spine. That low back, boom. Just to here. Upper abs stay engaged. Now exhale. Glide back up. And roll. Then extend proud at the top. And again, rolling down. Love that control. And rolling back up. Breathe in to help you get up. And let's do 1 more. Roll down. And roll back up. And flatten. Lifting, lifting, lifting. And articulate to the bottom to stay down. And rest your arms, rest your head. Let's take your legs up to the ceiling, or no, into our chest. And give it that crease. Hip flexors? Yeah, hip flexors. Let's give it ourselves, before we do what I had planned that's going to work them again, let's do something to work out your hip extensors so that can give your hip flexors a moment. So set one foot down. We'll set the other foot down. Arms long by your sides. Let's come back to your pelvic curl. And scooping in. Oh, you can keep the chest down, lift the pelvis up. That's it. And roll to the top. And you feel this nice lift from the hamstrings. You really stretch out those muscles that were just working so hard. And let's take it there for just a breath in. And hold it there. Breathe out. And one more breath in. And out. Nice. Tabletop this leg. And we'll stretch that hip on the way down. Exhale, lift it up. And inhale, tap. And lift. I want you to pretend you have a little toothpick behind your knee. Don't poke yourself. Don't drop it. Move from the hip and lengthen and lift. And one more. Lengthen and lift. Set your foot down. Lift both sides again. And we'll do the other leg. Tabletop. And we'll tap, stretch, and lift, and stretch. Find that toothpick. And 3, and 4, and one more, 5. And set your leg down. Reestablish that scoop. Roll down your back. And come to neutral. Okay, let's go one leg tabletop. Bring the other leg tabletop. And let's do a double leg lower. You do not need to touch the mat, but it's that we just practiced with the toothpicks. Keep your knee angle the same. We lower both legs down together and try not to arch in your back. So keep the angle, move from the hips, and exhale back up. Good. Super tempting to arch your back. I'd rather have a smaller range so you're in the right muscle groups, trying to work on your abs, rather than do it bigger and get into your back. Roni has nice control. Her range is really good. Let's do one more, and then we'll add in on this one. At the top, fold your knees, fold your hips, and try and lift that tailbone up in like a little lower ab curl. Back down and return. I didn't crack your knees now. We had some good cracks. Inhale, tap the legs down and lift up. Pull the knees in, preset the hips, and scoop, lifting the pelvis up. Wow, she's getting more height this time. And back neutral. Inhale, tap the legs. And lift. And fold in. Drop the heels down, lower abs, scoop. She's pushing with her arms to help. You're using a lot of lats here. We'll do one more of those. Inhale. This is an exercise kind of inspired by one of the equipment exercises on the Cadillac from BASI's Legacy program, really advanced program work. And Brony's making it look beautiful. Set one foot down, set the other foot down, and straighten your legs out one more time just to roll up to transition. We'll take the arms overhead and palms facing in. She's thinking about the ribs. Inhale, arms, head, neck, chest. Beautiful control. And rolling up. Coming forward. And let's go ahead and flatten out your back. Lift up to the top. We'll take your arms out to a T position. And I love this exercise if we're working on shoulders and opening up because we get that nice openness. So the palms will rotate up. But I always love to talk. Think of that coming from your shoulders and not just the forearm. Arms will stay in this T position. And if you're feeling a little tight, I know we did some hip flexor work, you can soften your knee bend a little so that the priority is that back, nice and flat. Good. We'll rotate to one side. So twist from the waist a little further back center. And other side, rotate a little further back center. And I'm going to give like a little feeling of lift here. Good. And center and twist A little further and center, all from the waist. Boom, and center. I'm looking to see that your arms stay in a nice T. We're not swinging that back arm forward. And boom, boom, and boom, boom, and nice. One more to each side. And boom. And then we're gonna add on. Let's go back to the first side. Twist a little further. Bend your arms, take your hands behind your head. Stay on that diagonal. Extend your chest up towards the ceiling. Get a little upper back arch even. Going to a little extension on the diagonal. Return the trunk. Open the arms back and center. Other side. We'll rotate. Bend the arms behind your head. And lift the chest up nice and proud. Big range here, really tight. Come back vertical. Open the arms. Each side one more time. We'll rotate. Bend the arms. Think of coming forward and up. Wow, nice on this one. Love the lift. And return. Arms out. And center. Other side. Twist. Bend and just lift up. Beautiful. And center. Open. And if you're also techie at home, that range, such a great exercise to come back to. Let's take your hands forward over your toes and just stretch it forward. Nice, get a rest. Let's gently roll yourself back up. We're going to take ourselves onto our back, bending the knees. Nice, control arms can rest by your sides. One leg bends in, other leg in, tabletop, tabletop. And then stretch your legs up to the ceiling. Get that nice hamstring lengthening here. Even if you can't quite get straight, if your hamstring flexibility is restricted, let's try and get the knees over the hip joint so that you're maxing out what you have, even if your knees aren't all the way to that straight line. We'll take a corkscrew. So we tip to one side, lift the pelvis, exhale down and around to the other, and center. Again, alternate. Other side, down and around, and center, and tip. Exhale, down and around, and center, and tip. Exhale, down and around, and center. We're thinking of rotation, and then watching that we don't splay the abs or arch the back in. Exhale, around, and center. One more tip. Exhale, down and around, back center. Lower to the diagonal. Then we're going to take the legs towards the wall behind you. So we'll inhale, exhale, roll over. And this should feel really good to get our backs to stretch. Let's flex your feet. Separate your feet. Gently lower. And we'll peel down. Try and keep your thighs close to your chest as you roll down. Let that back melt into the mat. Feet staying hip width apart. Point, lower your legs, and zip together. I'm just going to have Brony bring her arms closer to her sides, just so those shoulders, again, are encouraged to open up. We'll inhale, lift up. Exhale, find the abs and roll over. Most of the weight here, focus on it staying on your shoulders. We'll flex, open, lower, shoulders, arms. As we roll down, let the thigh stay close to you, just so you don't get that thud moment. If your feet fly up too fast, a lot of weight into those hips. Point, lower your legs. We'll do one more rollover. And inhale, lift. Exhale, scoop and send your legs overhead. Get this nice lift in your back. And as you flex your feet, keep the lift. Separate your feet, keep the lift. Lower your legs, keep the lift here, a little further apart, there, and gently roll down. I like that last one. Brony had a nice job keeping her back in the same position. Diagonal together, bend your knees, set your feet down. One, and the other. Let's roll to your side. We're just going to come onto your forearm. We'll take the forearm underneath the elbow under the shoulder, facing the side of your mat. And we'll bring that back a little. Good. So one of the things I want to work on is that shoulder, the support with the shoulder blade and the shoulder joint. So just the first part. Let's let your legs come in. The straight line is to your body, but I want the top leg in front. And you can just find a soft bend in your knees, just the softest bend. So maybe like a 3/4 bend at your knee. And then we'll take this other hand and just grab underneath your rib cage for a moment, this bottom ribs. Now, head in line with the rest of your spine. And I just want you to sink into that hand, your bottom ribs, just like there's no support. And then imagine pulling up away from your hand underneath. So we're going to lift with the ribs. Yes, pulling out at the shoulder, lifting from those obliques. Again, sink down. Let this side just collapse. And then feel what you need to work to get into a stable position. You feel the lifting. You're pulling off of that hand that you have underneath. One more time. We'll sink and lift and press up. Your head back just a little towards me. There we go. Now that you have this lift that you like, let's take this other hand down towards your thigh. We're going to extend your legs and lift your hips off the mat. We'll inhale into a straight line. And boom. Keep this hand reaching up and lower down. And again, we'll inhale. Same idea. You're lifting up just like you did when your hand was there. Trying to keep the hips stacked. Good. And lower down. Let your body stretch on the down and lift, contract. Get that nice straight line through your body. Nice, Brony. This shoulder really pushing it down. And 2 more. Inhale, lift, exhale, and inhale. And last one, pressing up. Feel that best one yet. The ribs in line, the hips in line. There's that little extra credit. And lower down. Beautiful. Bend your knees all the way in. Reach for your shin and just come up onto your hips. You can take a stretch over. You can come up to sitting. That's it. Nice. Well-earned stretch. Coming up. And let's go ahead and swing your legs to the other side. We'll do those side lifts on the other one of you. Leave you balanced. And lay on down. Come onto your whole forearm. Bring the elbow joint right underneath your shoulders. Legs are in the same straight line as your body, but bend the knees and take that top foot in front. Good. And just stack your pelvis here. Beautiful. Head in line. Good. So your top hand is underneath the ribs. So just 3 times, let's just sink. Feel what it's like when you're not supporting. You can feel your shoulder blade winging, ribs flaring, lack of support in your joints. And now pull up away from the hand. Feel the muscles under your hand lifting, under that shoulder. And we'll do that again. Inhale, lose it. And exhale, pull up, just find it. And one more, lose it. And exhale, hold that lift. You know what you need to engage now. Bring this top hand long onto your thigh. And we'll lift up using those same muscles. We inhale, float up. Arm is coming just to that nice T position from the shoulder. And exhale, lower down. And again, inhale, feel this bottom side. Lift up, get the body nice straight diagonal line. And bend and lower down. And again, inhale, stretch and lift. Good, good, not too high. And watch, it's so tempting for the neck to want to support too. Keep that nice and long so all the work's just in the waist. And lower down. And inhale, lift. lifting up. Good, good. Bring that top hip good forward. Ribs. I love it. Lower down. Nice and even on your sides, and we'll go into the stretch. So hand to your shin. Bring that other hand up overhead. Get this beautiful lengthening. And we want to finish with some really good back work, especially that upper back to combat a lot of forward work throughout the day. So let's come onto your stomach. We'll bring the legs together. Oh, this first one is going to really open up the chest. Second exercise is going to really fire up that mid back, really the whole chain. So let's take the hands to your thighs. And we want the hands right in the middle of your thighs. So there's already, you're encouraging your shoulders to open up. Let your nose come down toward the floor. Just hover your head so you can start in a nice straight line in your back. And for me, I have a really strong low back, so I have to kind of get out of it. And one of the ways I like to do that is think of really pulling my front rib cage up towards my back ribs so I can feel this kind of stretch out here. Now, like you're watching a little spider crawling away with your gaze, start to look out with the eyes, out and up with the head. Continue that gaze as you go through the mid, all the way up through that rib cage, not too much with the head, and lower back down, keeping the arms lifted. And again. Again, we'll inhale up. A little less with the head, there, and lower down. I love this because mat work also, there's not a ton of arm work. I mean, there's a lot of arm stability work, but this exercise specifically, I really feel a lot of triceps, which I love to kind of balance out in a mat workout. Let's go up again for 2 more. Arching, good. Now the next done, focus on that mid. Really nice. I love that Brony's keeping her arms so straight. She's squeezing into her sides. It's so hard to do it well. Brony's doing wonderfully. We'll do one more. Inhale. Up. Now, I want you to try and keep the length. Don't worry about the height, but the length. Arms out to a T. Keep the trunk. So we're making your center of gravity come higher. It's going to be more work in the upper back. Reach them overhead. Try and get your arms right next to your ears. So we're lifting the arms as high as we can. Float your legs off the mat. And feel this like superhero shape. Flying through the air. I love that. Keep reaching those arms up. And we'll take the right arm, left leg, lift. Left arm, right leg, lift. Opposite sides. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. That's it. And switch. And switch. This is going to be so much work on those shoulders, that back, the legs. And switch. And switch. There's some cool research that's come out about this cross patterning, opposite arm and leg too. That's really great for memory care. Can help with like Alzheimer's, dementia. And switch. And switch. And one more each. And lower down. Oh, that feels good. Finally, bend your arms under your shoulders. And then you can just push yourself back into a nice rest position. Sit down on those heels, stretch your back out. Hopefully you're feeling really balanced. And you're ready. Take yourself back up. Let's just do one little stretch for the back since that was intense. We'll swing your feet out in front of you. And you can either just have your legs crossed. We've got this raised mat. Brony's legs can hang over. But just sit up nice and tall. And take a nice roll forward here. You can reach your hands forward. In our case, we'll go towards the floor, but you can just go slide your hands across, come forward. Just get that nice release for your lower back. If you're on the mat and you're not sure what I'm saying, just cross and take that stretch forward. Kind of a different angle. And gently roll back up, nice and slow. You just practice that roll down. Let's do just one roll down, standing up how we started, just so you can compare how you felt at the beginning, how you're feeling now. I love how everything just falls into place. Good. Inhale. Exhale, peel back up, taking your time. Thank you for your beautiful work. Thank you at home for joining us. We hope to see you again, and I hope you're feeling nice and opened up through the front side, and we'll see you next time.